start the practice sitting quietly with crossed legs and closed eyes. Just watch as you inhale, energy rising up the spine. And as you exhale, just watch the breath as it filters back down through the nostrils, out over the top lip. With each in-breath, just sense yourself drawing up a little bit taller in height. And as you exhale, just sense yourself rooting down, grounding, letting go. Allowing your mind to become more quiet now. Sense that feeling of withdrawing deep into your well-being. Letting go of the constant narrative, the commentary of thoughts and plans. And just becoming a little bit more self-aware. And it's in that awareness that we can begin to become that little bit more conscious of how we're feeling mentally, how we're feeling spiritually, energetically, emotionally, how we feel physically. Whatever information, whatever valuable data you're receiving right now from your body, hearts and minds, resolve to meet yourself where you're at and to treat yourself with kindness, compassion and humility. Our ability to love those around us and in the world at large very much comes from our own ability to love ourselves. If we're unable to love ourselves, it's very difficult to demonstrate and genuinely express love for others. As you blink open your eyes and let the day flood into your sight line, just take your hands out wide, slightly adrift of your hips. Take a slow, steady side stretch into the left side of your body, sinking as you go your right forearm to the floor and lifting your gaze up underneath your left armpit. You need to circle your left hand and just gently oil your left wrist. Circling a few times with your hand one way and then a few times the opposite one. Strongly ground your left sitting bone and drop a little bit deeper into gravity. This doesn't matter if you don't reach the floor with your elbow, but just stretch out your side body, stretch out your waist. As you come back to stillness, just turn the palm of your hand to face whatever's behind you and the tip of your thumb to face the sky. As you slowly exhale, let your fingertips just graze the floor in front of your shins, come sitting upright, and then just walk your left hand away and stretch out the right side of your body, softening the forearm to the floor, grounding the right sitting bone, sinking that sitting bone strongly, feel the stretch in the right ribs and waist, and then just gently open up your right wrist joint by just circling your hand, maybe just gently flowing through your fingers, oiling the joints of your fingers and palm. Circle a few times in one direction, now go back the other way. Once you've circled your wrist, your hand in both directions, just pause, try to soften a little bit more into that shape. Turn your palm to face the wall behind, thumb to the sky. And again, as you exhale, just travel your fingertips in front of your shins as you come sitting fully upright with your spines suspended from your crowns, just like a plumb line. Take a deep breath in and steeple your hands above your crown. Take a slow breath out, and as you exhale, just bring your left hand to the outside edge of your right thigh. Another deep breath in once again, and as you exhale and you begin to twist from somewhere in the proximity of your midriff, keep looking forwards to begin that twist as you gradually work your way up through the vertebrae, one bone at a time. Find yourself climbing up the spine and ultimately looking over your shoulder towards whatever's behind you. Now start to look over your front shoulder, your left shoulder in this case, and whilst the shoulders just melt away from your ears and you incline the head, As you listen to the sound of your breath softly echoing in the chamber of your throat, see if you can be aware of that stretch into the right side of your neck and upper trapezius muscles. Facing forwards, and as you do, bring your fingertips adrift to you. Take another deep breath in. Raise your fingertips, float them right up high towards the sky above your crown. And as you exhale and you twist to the left this time, bring your right hand to the side of your thigh, keep looking forwards, and then gradually work your way into that twist, breath by breath, bone by bone. Climbing up the spine as if you're ascending a spinal staircase. And once you're really arriving right at the top of that twist of the neck, glance over your right shoulder, incline your head, and just gazing down towards your right hip. Just entrusting the weight of your head to gravity, and just listening to the soft, echoing sound of your breath. Your in-breath inviting you to move inside your body, your exhalation taking you deeper within. Bring your hands in front of you now and take a deep breath in. And as you inhale, sip the breath deeply into your belly, fill up to the chest. As you exhale, stalk your hands forwards. And just bring yourself into your forward bend, just rocking from sitting bone to sitting bone for a bit. And as you fold into that shape, maybe make a little stack of fists, use a block or a brick, or just let your head melt humbly down towards the ground. Ideally, try to bring a little bit of pressure to bear on the third eye. And that weighted feeling on the forehead, serving to soothe, sedate, calm both your mind and your nervous systems. Breathing expansively into your back, into your belly and into your hips. Just stay there for a while, letting everything soften and melt away. Those omnipresent thoughts, that chitter-chatter in your brain, tension held physically, let it go. As you release your hands back to the floor, tuck in your chin and curl your way back up through the spine. Take your time to come all the way upright. As you bring your hands behind you, have your fingertips pointing just like this towards your bum. Squeeze together your elbows, lift your heart, and as you smile upwards towards the heavens, turn up the corners of your lips and smile your collarbones, pucker together your shoulder blades, and take some deep breaths, pushing away the ground strongly with your hands. Sipping the breath in and out of the body through the nose. Be aware of that energy as it rises on the in-breath, flows down the spine on the exhale. Deep breath in, slow breath out, and then just come all the way back up to sit. And as you come all the way back up to sit, just change the cross of your legs from the way you just had them. As you bring yourself onto the top of your sitting bones, grounding both sitting bones evenly, try to consciously descend both the pubic bone and the tail. Take another deep breath in. Feel the energy ascend, drawing your crown upwards towards the sky. That descendant energy of elimination, letting go, pouring down the spine and arriving somewhere in the midriff as your pelvic floor rises upwards towards your head. Raise your fingertips on the in-breath. Look up as your fingers thread, and then push away the sky with the palms of your hands. Keep your outer armpits drawn back. As you exhale, come into a seated cat, arching your back, caving your belly, and bowing your head to your heart. Try to gently prise the shoulder blades apart. With your head humbly bowed down towards the ground and looking, quite literally gazing at your navel, try to really suck your navel back to your spine. As you prise the shoulder blades apart, try to breathe right into the very back of your lungs. Try to really deeply breathe into the back of your heart. The inhale, turn your palms forwards and away, raise your hands, and as you exhale, rain the hands all the way back down by your sides. As you bring your fingertips down to the floor, take a deep breath in, float your fingertips back above your crown, and take a slow breath out. as you take your hands behind you and thread the fingers again. As you inhale, open the chest and float the knuckles away from your tail. As you exhale, feel your belly cave and your pelvic floor rise. Inhale, float the knuckles away from your tail, open the heart space. And exhale, let the knuckles descend. Bring your fists to the right of your waist, squeeze your palms together. Another opportunity to stretch out the side of your neck, upper traps. Leaning against your fists with your waist, see if you can lean your right side of your head over towards the right shoulder. Keep squeezing together your elbow points, triceps and shoulder blades. Again, just surrender all to gravity and your breath. As you slowly rise, come back to the midline. Take your fists to the left of your waist this time. Squeeze together the elbows. Drop your left ear towards your shoulder girdle. Feel your right shoulder softening away from your right ear. And that stretch again, intensifying the right upper traps inside of your neck. Keep breathing with awareness into your body. Just feel your way deeper and deeper beneath your skin. And facing forwards, release your hands and bring your hands back in front of you, poised like two wigwams. Take a deep breath in. Imagine dragging your hands towards your shins and your heart moving forwards. Once again, just prowl your hands forwards, rocking from sitting bone to sitting bone. Maybe do a little bit of circling of your navel, drawing the navel upwards towards your spine, just a little vortex of energy at Manipura chakra right there at the navel center, teasing out of tension accrued in the lower back. As you find stillness, both mentally and physically, find stillness in your forward bend, and again, just soften, release, let go. Humbly bowing your head once again towards the earth. Nowhere to be, nothing to do, just fully showing up for yourself. Fully present, fully self-aware. As the breath continues to lead you on that journey within, as you continue to breathe slowly, steadily, mindfully, tuck in your chin and again, just curl your way up through each vertebrae, one bone at a time. And finally, just bring your hands again behind you. Turn your fingertips towards your bum and just squeeze together the elbow tips, the triceps again, and the shoulder blades. Open your heart. Imagine funneling your breath right up to the top of your armpits, right up to the top of your collarbones as you inhale. And then imagine funneling the breath via the pubic bone back down to the ground. Feel your belly cave and your pelvic floor ascend towards the heart center. Another in-breath, squeezing the elbows, triceps and shoulder blades. And exhale as you squeeze your navel back and up towards your spine. Very slowly from here, take yourself from sitting to kneeling on all fours. Once you're kneeling on all fours, set your wrists beneath your shoulders and your knees beneath your hips. Perform some slow pelvic circles. Close your eyes and just travel your awareness back inside your body. As you spiral your navel, try to spiral outwardly, ultimately trying to cover much more of the surfaced area of your mat with your body. Shifting weight bearing forwards beyond the fingers and back over the heels and toes. Gradually to those big spiraling circles, see if you can add some loops and figures of 8 with your navel now painting a figure of 8 over the mat, and you travelling from one corner of the mat to the opposite one at the back behind you. Your head going one way, your hips the other, and your spine, again, just behaving more like a sea snake. As you mobilise your spine, consciously identify any portions of your spine that tend to be reluctant to move individually. Find yourself just beginning to individually manipulate each vertebrae. Getting into a wonderful steady rhythm with this. Keep drawing your navel towards the spine as you begin to replicate that rhythm and move your way in that snake-like figure of 8 in the opposite direction to the one in which you began. Ultimately, as you continue to flow deeply immersed within your body, find yourself reducing the spirals and moving back to those little pelvic circles again, your hips circling, your navel circling, decreasing the spiral, and finding yourself eventually creating a little vortex of energy with your navel center imperceptibly, but perhaps just feeling that vortex there right at the navel center as it hovers directly above the navel of your mat. As you come to stillness, take your right arm forwards and your left leg back, finding your balance, internally rotating your thigh. Look straight down at the ground through navel, heart and eyes. Make a fist of steel with your right hand. As you exhale, take your elbow to meet your knee. And as you inhale, spring open your fingertips, point your toes. Exhaling as you move into your dancing claps. Inhale, elongate, stretch out your back. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale deeply. Now bend your left knee and with your right hand fish around to find your foot. Once you've found it, flex it and begin to lift both the heel and the crown of your head towards the sky. Push firmly down into the ground through the knuckles of your left hand, pads of your fingers, the roots of your fingers and thumbs. Try not to be compressed or heavy in the wrist. As you feel the stretch in your left thigh, left hip, try to lift your gaze a little higher, stretching out the fibers of your front body. Now bring your right hand back to the floor and draw your left knee towards your shoulder. Squeeze the knee to the shoulder and watch as the two connect. Inhale, look over your right shoulder and lower your toes to the right of your mat. Slowly exhale, draw your knee into your shoulder, squeeze, and then inhale as you stretch out the left side of your body and look over your shoulder towards your toes. Exhale, squeeze, bring the knee to the shoulder. Inhale, reach over towards the right side, got the lefts and rights mixed up as per. Slowly exhale, squeeze, and inhale, look over your shoulder. Now look directly forwards and down as you raise your left foot with pointed toes off the ground. Inhale, exhale, then lower those toes. Inhale, lift. Try to keep your navel absolutely still. Exhale, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now lift the left leg with pointed toes, and as you exhale, step your left foot alongside the little finger of your left hand. You might want to slide your right knee back a bit and pat it out so that you don't feel any pressure on the knee. As you inhale, look forwards. Open up the front of your body, hip flex the right thigh. As you exhale, suck back, staking the heel of your left foot to the mat and flexing the foot. Look forwards beyond the tips of your fingers. Like an incoming wave, on the in-breath, come forwards, opening up the front body. On the exhale, draw back and bow your head humbly towards the earth. Inhale. And exhale. This time as you inhale, come forwards. Keep your right hand on the floor or place it at equal height on a block. Begin to mindfully roll over onto the little toe side of your left foot. Bring your hand to the inside seam of your thigh and start to turn your gaze over your left shoulder towards the sky. Now keep this left foot flexed so you're not putting any pressure on the knee. Push away the floor with the little toe side of your left foot and ankle. That might be as far as you want to go today, but maybe bending your right knee and fishing around with your hand, try to find your foot and just gently coax the heel of your right foot towards your buttock as you turn your gaze over your shoulder towards the wall behind. Twisted dragon. As you release from that shape, release the foot, bring your hand back to the mat alongside the big toe mound of the left foot and bring your heel back beneath the knee, grounding the foot. And then slowly from there, just draw back with your heel of your left foot staked to the mat. Bring the palm of your hand, if you can reach, or block underneath the sole of your foot. Gently coax, never force, the toes of your foot towards your shin. Keep your belly drawn back towards your spine and keep looking forwards and ahead so that you're not bowing the head, maintaining a lovely long clean line between your crown and tail. Take some deep breaths. Feel that stretch into your hamstring, Achilles and calf begin to become a little bit more intense, but don't force the shape and don't lock the knee. And from here, release your hand and slowly relocate your left foot back on the floor. Come back into your kneeling lunge, looking forwards through your heart and eyes. Lift your back knee off the floor, try to avoid gaining height. And finally, as you come into your twisted lunge, just take your left hand to the sky and barrel your chest, navel, heart, eyes all the way up towards the heavens. Spread the fingers of your left hand. Push back the right inner heel. Breathe deeply. As you exhale, reground your left hand, bring it back on the inside seam of your left heel. Now take your right foot to join your left foot to plank. There in plank, just draw the front of your body to back, your heart between your shoulder blades and squeeze together your frontal hips. That feeling you get when you're trying to do up the zip of a tight pair of jeans. Hugging together your inner thighs and reaching back through your heels. Try to spend a little bit of time here, spiraling with your navel again. That little vortex of energy over the navel of your yoga mat. Building strength, building heat, but not letting that interfere with your ability to breathe deeply. Spiral a few times in one direction, breathing as slowly as you can, and then spiral your navel a few times in the opposite one. Once you've circled both ways, still the motion, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lower your knees, lift your bum, and as you hover your heart between your hands and take cobra, look down the bridge of your nose, soft elbows, smiling collarbones, relax the shoulders, facial muscles, jaw. As you exhale, lower your chin to the floor. Press powerfully into your palms, nice strong arms. Tuck in your chin, exhale every last drop of breath, and retreat back onto your heels. As your sitting bones find your heels, let your head and heart bow to the earth. Spend a few breaths just taking stock, ironing out any lumps and bumps in your breath, teasing out that stretch out of your back body, letting the weight of your belly rest on the inside seams of your thighs and gently massaging your abdominal organs whilst potentially grounding your brow again. You struggle to reach the floor with your forehead without your bum being high in the sky, just make a little stack of fists and place your forehead on your top hand. From here, just as mindfully, transition on the next inhalation when it arrives, back to kneeling on all fours. As you find yourself back kneeling on all fours, draw the front of your body quite consciously to the back. Now take your left arm forwards and your right leg back and find your balance. And as you stretch out forwards between your crown and tail, feel that stretch along the clean line of your spine. Make a fist with the left hand. And as you exhale and cave your belly and arch your back, draw your elbow and knee to greet beneath your navel. Inhale, spring open your fingers, send back your pointed toes. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Finding your balance again and breathing deeply, bend your right knee and fish around with your left palm this time. Once you've found your foot and you're flexing your foot to protect the knee, begin to lift both your heel and the crown of your head towards the sky. Try to hug together your inner thighs, your outer hips. Draw energy hungrily into your body, not just through your breath, but through this right supporting palm. And draw it right up the right supporting arm and send it all the way down to your core. From here, keep the knee high. Bring your left hand back beneath your shoulder, and as you exhale, draw that right knee as high as you can keep it towards the shoulder or the armpit. Then look over your left shoulder and lower the top of your foot, toenails to the floor. Slowly exhale, squeeze, hug the knee into the armpit or shoulder joint. Inhale, dome the side body, look over your right shoulder towards your toes. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze, hug the knee into the shoulder. And inhale as you come back into that deep side stretch. Now raise your right leg with pointed toes, inhaling. Exhale, let the toes dust the floor. Inhale, lift, try to keep your core really strong, your navel stationary. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more the same as you inhale again. And exhale. Now raise your right leg, take a deep breath in, and step your right foot this time alongside the little fingertip of your right hand. Tentatively move the left knee back a bit and make sure it feels happy, comfortable, maybe pad it out if you need to. With your left hand staying on the mat, roll over onto the little toe side, the knife edge of your right foot. Place your hand on the inner thigh and then just gently coax open the hip whilst turning your gaze through navel, heart and eyes to the sky. Try to really powerfully push away the ground with your left standing palm. Now raise your right arm, reach up, spread the fingers wide. Now that might be enough, it's already a lovely heart opener, a hip opener, a twist anyway. But if you want more, pick your left foot this time up off the floor, grab it with your right hand and sliding the knee back perhaps a little bit further without collapsing into the hips, just keeping everything nice and strong, lifting away from the earth using your core. Twist a little bit more, drawing the heel with the help of your hand towards your left buttock. Very slowly, as you surrender the left foot back to the mat and bring your right hand back beneath your shoulder, just bring your right knee back alongside your shoulder, closing the hip. Poised on your hands or lifting higher onto your fingertips or employing the use of the services of a couple of blocks or big books, look forwards and high, opening up the front body. As you exhale, draw back, flexing your right foot and keeping the heel staked to the mat. As you inhale, shift forwards, and again, lift your gaze higher than your eye line. Exhale, draw back. Deep in breath, coming into your back bend. Exhale for a forward bend. Inhale again. As you exhale, come back and stay for a few breaths. Keep your hand on the mat, right hand on your foot, and just gently coax the toes of your foot towards your shin bone. Let your spine be long, your tailbone scoot away from you, your crown move forwards, and you're gazing beyond the bridge of your nose and past the tip of your nose to a point on the earth that you've claimed as your own, and that is where you just softly gaze. Try not to deviate your gaze, just breathe steadily. As you release your hand from your foot and place it back on the mat, re-ground your foot. Tuck toes of your back foot under, and as you lift the knee, try again to avoid height. As you twist to the right, keep the knee over the heel and stack your shoulders. Barrel your chest, push strongly back through your left heel and feel as if you're lifting your inner thigh and your left shin towards the sky. Enjoy the fullness of each breath. And when that pose begins to lose its shine, exhale and bring your right hand back onto the mat to join your left. Now keeping your right foot where it is, alongside the little finger of your right hand, springboard your left foot off the mat and bring that alongside the little finger of your left hand. Take a squat and draw your arms out in front of you to frame your ears. Now, as you say hello to those thighs, try to stabilize by taking the weight back over the heels and grounding and spreading the toes. Looking straight down at the earth through navel, heart and eyes, imagine you've got this tree monkey tail being drawn towards the wall behind you, or whatever's behind you, and the crown of your head is being drawn forwards to whatever's in front of you. As you continue to breathe steadily, bring your hands back to the floor, shoulder width apart. Straighten your legs without locking your knees. Cave your belly. Let your arms hang and your head be heavy. Very subtly, shift the weight forwards and backwards. through the heels, balls and toes of both feet. Imagine sending long, deep roots again, down through the earth and into the bedrock. Through those roots, picture yourself drawing additional strength, power and energy from the earth and claiming it as your own as you draw it up the legs towards your core. Hanging out for a few more breaths in your forward bend. Before placing your right hand equidistant between your toes, you might want to use a block. Then lift your torso parallel to the mat and raise just your left hand to the sky, spreading your fingers wide. Take your twist and again, draw breath into your body hungrily as you inhale, and then expel every last molecule of air from the very pit of your belly as you exhale. Feel your belly cave and your pelvic floor muscles contract and rise. And the next exhale as your belly caves, fold back into your forward bend and take a breath there. Same thing, second side, left hand placed between the feet or on a block to give you more space, more height. Raising your right hand and twisting over towards the opposite side. Fanning out your fingers, try to lengthen forwards your crown and back your tail. Try to once again maximize the capacity of your lungs, both as you inhale, and then that fire in your belly, that power in your core, expelling every last drop of breath as you exhale. Back to your forward bend, exhaling again, and just hang out there for a few more breaths, holding on to perhaps the backs of your calves or ankles. Try to gently coax, never force, your torso into the space between your thighs. Just subtly shift the weight from left to right foot. And just let your hips, your pelvis, swing from side to side. Imagine yourself just being gently, ever so gently rocked by the breeze, whilst the soles of your feet keep you grounded and rooted to the earth. As you move smoothly with awareness, find yourself just coming back to the midline. And as you do, let your arms hang, your hands be heavy, your head be heavy. Plugged into the earth and your belly plugged against your spine, slowly curl up through the vertebrae, one bone at a time. And as you come all the way up to stand, just drawing yourself into mountain pose. Turn your palms forwards, close your eyes, and feel that new posture in your body, rounding through the feet, drawing energy through both legs, up from the earth, like two straws, ascending it up the length of your spine. Send your fingertips down towards the floor, either side of where your feet are, and sending that little infusion of energy down the arms, with a passive stretch into the sides of your neck and the upper trapezius muscles across the shoulders. Again, just turn on an enigmatic smile on your lips as you stand there and be the mountain, strong and stable. No matter what life throws our way, the mountain never changes. As you prepare to come into your sun salutations, just standing at the top of your mat with a deep breath in, paint the rising sun with your fingers and gather your palms together. Let your fingertips just coast across the sky. As you exhale, cave your belly, hinge at the hip crease, and fold into your thighs with a heavy head melting towards your toes. Inhale, lift halfway. And as you exhale, fold in again, bend your knees to ground your palms. Either softly leap back, landing with soft elbows, or step one foot back at a time, plank. Revisiting plank, lift your navel, lift your heart. Now lower the knees for less and hover your heart and chin, or take chaturanga if you want more. Maybe cobra for less, up facing dog if you want to deepen back bend. As you exhale, tuck in your chin, cave your belly. Part way, take your sit bones to your heels. With toes tucked under, lift your knees down facing dog. Again, look forwards beyond the tips of your fingers and thumbs, either stepping one foot through than the other, or simultaneously bending the knees and softly bouncing your feet between your hands, arriving in your standing forward bend, exhaling. Inhale as you lift part way. Exhale, hug in again, making your ascent, grounding through the feet, Slowly rise on the in-breath into raised mountain. Gather your palms together. And then exhale and part the sky this time. Fold back in straight away. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees once. Softly landing in a plank or stepping back. Exhale, this time maybe crocodile or knees, chest, chin. Baby cobra, balance on your toes. Exhale, roll over your feet, keeping them in line with your hips, down facing dog pose. Again, breathe steadily. Again, just let your head hang melting towards the earth between both arms. Forwards beyond the tips of your fingers, and either lightly, softly landing your feet between your hands, using your core, or stepping up to find your forward bend once more. Inhale, lift partway. Exhale, hug in again. Inhale as you travel all the way back up to your mountain pose. Exhale as you bring your hands back home to the heart this time. Iron out any lumps and bumps in your breath. And as you settle your attention back on your body and your breathing, continue to sense those foundations, sending those grounding roots deep into the earth. Adding some variations, once again, inhale and trail your fingers out. As you exhale, part the sky, swan dive, brush the outer seams of your ankles, little toes, and come into child pose. Drop a little bit deeper, hollow the belly, look forwards through your heart and eyes, and try to draw your knees back over your heels. A long tree monkey tail traveling towards the end of your mat behind you. Exhale as you part the sky, fold into your thighs. Inhale as you partway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back and turn your left heel in on your mat as you bend your right knee. Ascending to warrior one, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, take your hands to the mat and slowly, as you inhale, step back to plank, raising your right leg high to the sky and bending your right knee. Like a dog having a pee, draw your heel of your left foot to the floor, right knee to the sky, and peer out underneath your armpit. For more, pivot onto the little toe side of your right foot, lowering the toes, bringing yourself into a little back bend, opening your heart, really doming your heart to the heavens, trying to reach with your fingertips towards the floor. Don't outstay your welcome, come back to plank, inhale, raise. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Deep inhale as you come through cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Buttocks rise, hip bones sharply lift, belly caves. Round the heels, spread the fingers, root down through the stalks of your fingers. Plant your thumbs. Pick up your left foot. Place it clean between your hands, grounding heels and balls of toes. Turn your right foot over. Inhale, circle your fingertips, warrior one. Exhale, bow down to the earth and bring your hands back to frame your foot. Sail your leg high to the sky, split dog, round the heel, bend the knee, like a dog again, having a pee against the tree, let your head hang heavy. If you want more, pivot onto the knife edge of your back foot. There are the raised foot toes to the floor. And come into your walking, really opening up the front body. Back to the plank, inhale, embrace. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale for your baby cobra or up dog. Take a deep breath out as you exhale and assume down facing dog again. In down facing dog, let your buttocks rise, your belly cave back towards the lower back, and you're melting your heart between your thighs. As you slowly, softly bend the knees, look forwards beyond the tips of your forefingers and your thumbs. Either lightly hop through, landing very softly indeed, folding into your forward bend, or step up if you prefer. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold in again. Ground through the feet, hinge from the hips with a heavy tail. Bring yourself back into your raised mountain pose as we inhale. As you exhale, keep your hands in prayer this time, fold into your thighs. As you inhale, partway lift. And as you step your right foot back into a long lunge, turn the little toe side of your right foot to the back edge of your mat and take a backward cartwheel into warrior two, looking out in front of you. Now really spread your arms, fan out your fingers, drop your tail, nudge it towards the pubic bone, open up your heart and hips. Breathing into that shape, bend your elbows, pocket together your shoulder blades as you inhale. And as you exhale, draw your arms together, elbows, forearms, palms to prayer. As you inhale, slide your hands across your crown and lean back into the palms of your hands as you wing out the elbows. Exhale, hollow the belly, bow your head to your heart and squeeze the elbow tips together. Inhale, swim your hands up to the sky, reach up high. Exhale, drop back into your warrior two. Bend your elbows. Inhaling, pocket together the shoulders, open the chest. Exhale, squeeze. Imagine hugging together your heels, navel to spine, palms to prayer. Slowly slide your hands across your crown to the back of your head. Lean into your palms and wing out the elbows of both arms, open the heart. Exhale, hollow the belly, squeeze the elbows together, bow your head. Inhale, sweep your hands up to the sky, hands in prayer. Exhale, paint a rainbow with your hands back to warrior two. Inhale to reverse the warrior here. Right hand reaching over towards the back of the mat, left hand resting on your thigh. As you exhale, take your right hand either down to the floor or forearm to thigh and come into your side angled stretch. Reaching forwards with your fingertips and turning your gaze through navel, heart and eyes, stake your back foot to the floor very strongly indeed. Inhale, paint another rainbow, bring your hand across the sky towards your left thigh. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, let your left hand cartwheel forwards in space. Spin on your back foot. Step back to plank. Inhale and brace. From plank, take a slow transition, either knees, chest, chin, or take crocodile into upward facing dog, baby cobra for a gentle back bend. Exhale, take your downward facing dog again. As you come into down facing dog, let your head be heavy. Spread your fingers, cast your gaze between your heels. Again, listen to your breath. And as you slow down your breathing, imagine yourself in down facing dog, bobbing along on a surfboard or a boogie board, bobbing along on the waves. As you inhale, just feel yourself subtly rise. As you exhale, feel yourself cresting the wave and softly dipping towards the earth. Continue to breathe slowly and steadily. As you pick up your left foot, place it between your hands and turn your back foot in. And I'm just going to change sides so that it doesn't confuse you and I can keep an eye on you as you bring yourself into your warrior two. A backward cartwheel takes you up there on the inhale, and exhale sets the pose, grounds your feet and drops your tail, caves your belly, core muscles are online. Again, just take a moment or two to make sure that your knee of your left leg is over the heel, your right foot is grounded. Bend your elbows. Exhale, squeeze together your elbows, your forearms, your palms. Slip your hands on the back of your head, all the way down to the nape of your neck. Bring out the elbows of both arms, open the heart, smile. Exhale, scoop the belly to the spine, squeeze the elbows together, bow your head to your heart. Inhale, crown lifts, palms in prayer, reach up to the sky. Exhale, drop in. Inhale, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, hug everything in. Imagine dragging your heels and puckering up the mat. Slip your hands with interlocked fingers across your crown. Lean back into your hands, wing out the elbows of both arms. Exhale, hug the belly to the spine, bow your head. Inhale, swim up to the heavens. Exhale, drop back in on warrior two. One more of these. Inhaling, draw the arms back, pocket together the shoulders, open the chest. Exhale, squeeze, navel to kidneys, heels puckering up the mat, palms to prayer. Interlock the fingers, glide your hands over your head, I should say. Thumbs either side of your neck, keeping the neck long as you lift your gaze through heart and eyes. Exhale, hollow the belly, bow your head, elbows squeeze side by side. Inhale, reach up high with your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, drop back into warrior two, looking out in front of you with a soft gaze. Reverse the warrior, deep breath in. Exhale, drop a little bit deeper into that left hip, trickle the right hand down, put your back hand down towards your back leg, keeping that leg actively pressed into your palm. Slowly moving into your variation of the side angle. It could be that your forearm's here, it could be that you bring your hand to a block or to the floor or foot. Taking the top arm overhead and doming your side body, send your fingertips forwards, stake the back foot to the floor. Reach back, exhaling, palm to hip. Inhale, fingertips flow forwards across the sky, reach into that side stretch, exhaling. And inhale, nice and slow. One more to go. As you exhale, squeeze your navel to your kidneys. Inhale as you reach forwards, and make that transition, bringing your hands to the mat, pivoting on your back foot, arriving your front foot back side by side, and coming into knees, chest, chin or chaturanga, moving into your cobra or your up dog. Exhaling this time, separate your knees, big toes come side by side, let your torso melt between your thighs, round your brow, find your child pose. And just settle your attention back inside your anatomy to focus on the quality of your breathing. An opportunity to just take stock of how you're feeling right now at this precise moment in time. Continue to listen to your body and fully show up for yourself. Try to expand the breath laterally into your side ribs, into your belly and into your hips. Feel a passive stretch in the inseams of your thighs, your groins. As you come out of child pose, just shift yourself back to kneeling. And then tuck under your toes and keep your knees together as you rest on your heels. Try to keep the ankles from splaying out wide and keep them side by side. Draw the front body to the back. Let your shoulders relax. Bring the backs of your hands to rest on your thighs, the tips of your two peace fingers to rest on your thumbs. And as you smile inwardly and breathe deeply, see if you can take that somewhat challenging stretch down to your toes. Keep sipping cool air slowly and mindfully in through the nose. And as you exhale through pursed lips with the tip of your tongue resting on the upper palate behind the two front teeth, just blow out the breath very slowly indeed. Inhale slowly through the nose and exhale. Inhale and exhale. As you continue to cheer on those toes, take one more in-breath through the nose and one more slow, cathartic exhalation through pursed lips, as if you're very gently blowing out the flame of a candle. Coming off of those poor old toes, just bring yourself to kneeling, belly drawn to spine, and give your feet a bit. Giving your feet a little round of applause, just coming into a counter stretch for your feet and toes. Perch back on your heels with your ankles side by side. Try to lift your knees and shins off the floor. It might be that they don't come very high, but don't worry about that. Even if your shins are down here, you're still getting the counter stretch for your ankles, the tops of your feet. If you can, bring your hands in front of your heart, close your eyes, squeeze together your inner thighs and let the crown of your head float ever so elegantly upwards towards the sky. Tap into the beat of your heart, the rhythm of your breath, the sensations and feelings within your body as you balance on your feet. Very slowly, as you descend your shins and come back onto your knees, just flip your feet over to the left side of both heels. Sitting in straddler pose, try to hook this left foot into the arch of your right foot. Almost like the little mermaid sitting there in Copenhagen harbour. Just sitting there now, take your right hand, somewhat counterintuitively, over to the right of your mat. Let your left arm frame your face and dome the side ribs and waist. Where your fingertips just drop little golden droplets of nectar down onto the ground beside where you sit. Take some deep breaths, soften the right forearm potentially down to the ground. Keep dropping into gravity, but don't lose that strong sense of the core muscles protecting your body, drawing your belly to your spine, pelvic floor to your heart. Each time you exhale, feel that little bit of enhanced activity deep in the lower part of your body. From here, travel your left hand behind you and your right hand to the side of your thigh. Sit up really tall as you inhale, keep looking forwards and ahead. And as you exhale, simply steer your navel to the left first. And then gradually, one breath at a time, start to climb up the axis of your spine. Only later, turning your gaze over your shoulder towards the north. As you continue to breathe ever so gently, as you continue to focus on breath and the feelings and sensations within your body, give yourself a moment or two to unwind. And as you unwind, just coming looking forwards towards me and over your shoulder, incline your head again to facilitate that stretch into the scalenes of your neck, the left side of your shoulder upper traps. Keep breathing softly as you change position and bring your feet over to the left of your hips, hooking your foot against the arch of your foot and sitting there, drawing up tall through the spine. Walk your left hand away. Take your right arm overhead. Soften the elbow, dome it to the sky, ease into the side body, and try to imagine energy arrows drawing the knees away from the hips. Soften the elbow, try to melt a little bit closer to the earth. Again, just focus on the breath and surrendering all to gravity. And slowly from here, take your right hand behind you. Left hand to the outside edge of your thigh. Take another deep breath in, drink it in, sip it in and fill yourself right up to the brim. Be greedy with that breath as you inhale. And then as you exhale, use your twist like a metaphor, not just as you exhale to expel the breath, but to wring out, literally cleave, whatever it is that you no longer need. Not just letting go of every last drop of breath and strongly, actively engaging your core a little bit more. But as you exhale, just picture yourself clearing out clutter from your brain, tension from your body, anxiety, stress, any negative feelings that seem to block your path from where you want to be. Ultimately, looking over your left shoulder, inclining your head, softening the shoulders, facilitating that stretch to the side of your neck. After that second seated twist, just bring your feet out in front of you. With your legs out in front of you in staff pose, just draw slightly the sit bones back. Roll your thigh muscles inwards. Take your fingertips slightly adrift at both hips. As you inhale, feel yourself drawing up a little bit taller. As you exhale, feel yourself sending those long grounding roots into the earth. As you float your fingertips away from the floor, imagine that your arms are filled with helium. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Reach up high with your fingers to the sky. As you exhale, move into your seated forward fold. Eyes gazing beyond the toes. Long, deep breaths. Each breath you take in, feel your heart moving forwards. Each breath you take out, feel yourself moving into that space that you've afforded yourself with the in-breath. The in-breath moves you forwards, the exhale takes you deeper. Try to breathe as expansively as you can. Into the back of your body, into your side ribs, into your waist, into your belly. Long, deep breaths, flushing out toxins, anxiety and stress each time you exhale. And as you ride the waves of your breath, let your breath be effortless. Let your breath be smooth. Let your breath be the anchor for your mind. hanging out quietly, deeply immersed in your world within. An opportunity to remind ourselves that yoga is not about touching our toes, but reaching deep and finding ourselves. Even if your forward bend doesn't look like the deepest physical forward bend known to man, remind yourself it's not about your flexibility physically, but the practice is how flexible you can be mentally to meet yourself where you're at, and to enjoy what your body can do and work on what it finds challenging with patience and equanimity, non-judgment. Sliding your hands now along your legs, curling up through the spine. Take your time to come back to your staff pose. Optionally taking yourself into an upward facing plank, rolling the thigh muscles inwards, lifting your heart, lifting your hips. Option 2, if that's too much, you bend your knees and take a tabletop with your feet slightly pigeon toes and your hip width. Legs bringing your knees, tracking your middle toes. Maybe let your head drop back though if it feels okay, and hammock it between the shoulder blades. Wherever you are, don't outstay your welcome. As you want to try and build up strength and build energy and power in your body, you know when you're done, and when you're ready, slowly lower your seat and swing it back between your hands. Keeping your knees bent, you might need to slightly shuffle forwards. Raising your arms high, reach up towards the sky, and as you exhale, cave the belly in, slowly bow the head to the heart. Make your way ever so slowly and mindfully down onto your spine. Arriving in that semi-supine shape, arch your back a bit and reset your shoulders. Press into your feet, lift your pelvis and lengthen between your heels, the tip of your tail. Let your feet softly come together and your knees, hips open as you come into supine butterfly. Take some conscious breaths in and out through your nose. Fill the belly to the brim, empty all the way to the bottom. Let go of everything and feel the weight of your body sinking into the earth. The front of your body sinking into the back. And as you filter the breath through the nose, through the throat, and down into the pockets of your hips, feel a softening into your hips where perhaps you have a tendency to brace and break. Fully showed up for yourself, fully present, existing in the moment and framing each moment in time with a conscious breath. When you're ready, begin to slip your feet out towards the two front corners of your mat like that. Rock from side to side, perhaps across the back of your skull a few times, just teasing any residual tension from your neck and upper back. Ultimately, returning to stillness and lying peacefully in your resting corpse pose. Bring once again your internal gaze back to the center point of the forehead, above the space between the two eyebrows. Let any trace of a frown melt from your brow. Make sure you're not holding tension in your jaw as you just gently part the molars. Let your tongue melt into the back of your throat. And just watch as cool breath moves into your body through the nose, and warm breath moves out through the nose each time you exhale. Your in-breath inviting you inside your body. Your exhalation taking you deeper and deeper on that journey of discovery. Be aware of your body in contact with the earth. The feelings of clothing, any props resting against your skin. Each time you inhale, just imagine breathing in to your body a feeling of well-being, both mental and physical well-being, into every cell, fiber, nook and cranny of your heart's, body's, minds. As you exhale, again, it's an opportunity to release, and to release some more. If you notice that your mind drifts away, it's no longer with body and breath, just patiently shepherd it back to your breath, back to your body, back to the moment. Ever so slowly, mindfully, paying full attention to the feelings and sensations within. Begin to gently wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes. Start to circle both hands and feet. When you're ready, take a long, deep stretch, inhaling your fingertips overhead until your arms settle on the ground to frame your ears. A long, deep stretch with pointed toes, long spine. As you exhale, let your hands sweep all the way down to retrieve your legs as you bend your knees. Wrap your arms around your shins and hug your thighs in. Take a little rock and roll, perhaps over your spine. Ultimately, roll over onto one side and spend a few more precious moments lying peacefully on your side, breathing like a newborn baby into your belly and inquiring with yourself again how you feel. Maybe noticing subtle change now, subtle transformations between how you feel right now at this point in time and how you felt physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually when you began. Hopefully, expending energy means that you can gain more energy. And so allowing yourself, when you're ready, to simply float up from the depths of your relaxation to sit quietly with crossed legs and closed eyes. You might want to just change the cross of your shin, because we've all got this habit of placing the same shin in front all the time when we cross our legs. You'll notice immediately it feels very different when you change the cross. As you bow your head to your heart, take a few quiet moments of self-reflection, maybe by simply looking into your heart and perhaps lifting to mind something in your life for which you feel really truly grateful for. An opportunity to give thanks for your blessings. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me in this glorious place, and hopefully at some point in time you could come here and treat yourself to a lovely yoga break on the Turkish Coast in southern Turkey. So thank you very much. Namaste.